Even though I have both the IEMs with me, this is not a direct sound comparison. I have both these IEMs because I want to show you guys the cosmetic differences between Hidizs MP145 and Hidizs MP143. They are very similar when it comes to the design, but they do have some differences. Now, I believe most of you guys are aware that Hidizs has announced the price of Hidizs MP143. This is now priced at $80 and will be on sale on 8th of August. I'm not exactly sure what is the time, but it will be available on 8th of August. And at $80, I believe Hidizs MP145 has to be one of the best IEMs, irrespective of the driver type, and it is going to face good amount of competition from the uh, Teen Hi-Fi Doodoo and Let's Shore S08. Both of them are very good IEMs, but somewhere down the line, it is MP145 has a bit of advantage with its tuning nozzles, and I will talk about those tuning nozzles and a bit of difference between the sound quality of these two IEMs and whether owner of MP145 should consider a MP143 or not. That is a big question because both have planar drivers. This one has 14.5 mm planar driver, while this one has a slightly smaller 14.3 mm planar drivers. But if you look at the differences, the size difference is negligible, and I do not think that many of us will be able to distinguish that small of a difference between the two sizes. Now let's have a look at the cables first. I will show you guys the shells later. If you guys will see, this one has a slightly more premium kind of cable. It has a 4 core design, and the plug is slightly more premium, slightly chrome plated, while the MP143 cable is dual core and not exactly as shiny as the MP145. Yeah, shiny is not exactly premium as always, but these Chinese brands like to distinguish things like that. So you guys can see it has a bit more stress relieving part, or you can say plastic, while this one doesn't. So you guys can guess that this one is more premium and this one is not. And if we look at the quality of the cores too, this one feels a lot more premium than this one. This one kind of feels slightly less premium and a bit too feeble, a bit too weak. In any case, let's have a look at the earpieces, and I will tell you guys the differences. The first thing that one can easily tell when they hold both the earpieces in the hand is that MP145 is a bit heavier than the 143. 143 is slightly less dense, and the material used on it is lighter maybe, but both are fairly light, but this one is slightly heavier. And if you guys will see, the MP145 has some open kind of vent on the back plate, while this one doesn't. This one has a pressure releasing vent aside the two pin and on the back side of the IEM. So yeah, this one too has a vent, but this one doesn't have any opening or anything like that. So that is a difference. And if you guys will see, let me pick the two. If you guys will see, the MP145 is slightly shorter and slightly wider than the MP143. Both are very comfortable inside the ear. I do not face any issues with the fit or anything like that. Both are very comfortable, very comfortable. But yes, if you have a very small kind of ear hole, if your ear is very small, this might not fit, because these are not small IEMs by any stretch of imagination. These are more than 1 inch longer, and the size is fairly big. These are not small by a good margin. If I compare, these are fairly big sized IEMs. Now if we look at the installation of nozzles, let's compare the nozzles too. I will show you guys the difference in nozzles. You guys can see. Can you guys see? Yeah, the nozzle of the MP145 is slightly shorter than the MP143. Both are very comfortable with the fitting and anything, so I'm not going to complain about the fitting or the depth of the nozzle, because you guys can see the body is fairly curved and most of the body goes inside the ear, so it is fairly comfortable and I do not face any issues when it comes to fit or anything like that. But if you guys will see the difference in nozzle width, this one is around 6 mm while this one will be around 5 mm. And another difference is that the tuning filter on the MP145 goes over the nozzle. Okay, it stays on the nozzle, while the tuning filter on the MP143 is placed inside the nozzle. It goes inside the nozzle. Okay, you guys can see it goes inside the nozzle, so that might be the difference why this one is slightly shorter and this one is slightly longer. But yes, both are very comfortable inside the ear and no issues with the fitting or anything like that. So I will put the MP145 aside. Let me show you guys the filters. I have placed this on the box for god knows what reason, but these are the tuning filters. Both have the same set of tuning filters. There are no differences at all. They do the exactly same thing too, but I will do that comparison later. If we look at the carry pouches, it is slightly confusing because the older model MP145 comes with a smaller carry pouch, spring loaded pouch. There is nothing fancy here, but it is of decent quality for 150 $160. I believe they should have provided a carry case, but in any case it is decent, while the MP143 has a slightly longer, you guys can see, similar width, slightly longer pouch than the MP145. I'm not sure why, because the volume of the cable of MP145 is higher, while the cable of MP143 is fairly less. The volume of this cable is fairly less, so they could have easily used the exactly same pouch, but they wanted to distinguish, I believe, and they thought how to distinguish. Let's give it a slightly different kind of shape or something like that. So that might be the case. So let's start the sound quality analysis. I will divide this into two parts. First is for those who already have the MP145. MP145 is a more expensive IM, nearly double the price. At this point of time, MP145 is selling at $150, while the MP143 is just $80. So you guys can guess the difference in price. It is around $70, which is nearly the double of what this one is going to sell in the Kickstarter. And the difference is kind of with the presentation. While the MP143 can be a bit more precise and accurate, the MP145 is slightly less accurate and less precise. Now, if we start with the bass, that is where the biggest difference lies. MP145 was lacking the airy feeling, okay? That extra bit of extension with the silver and rose gold filters, which was kind of feeling unnatural, and I had to use the red filter with the MP145 to get the most natural output out of this one. But with the MP143 it is fairly natural, even with the rose gold filter. You guys can see I have the rose gold filter on and it sounds fairly natural, very natural. And to my surprise, MP143 has deeper sub bass. Okay, sub bass of the MP143 is deeper, it has better rumble, and it sounds more complete. It has slightly bigger area of impact too, and the decay is gradual. It does not feel immediate like the MP145, which kind of feels unnatural to a lot, and that is true. Sometimes the planar decay is a bit too immediate, but the MP143 is a lot more natural there and it sounds a lot more complete. Now, if we look at the difference in mid range, this one can be V shaped and this one is V shaped. Doesn't matter which nozzle you use, MP143 is V shaped, but it is a bit more cleaner, a bit more transparent and slightly dry. Okay, the timbre and tonality is a bit on the dry and crispy side. I will not say bright, but this one is slightly smoother and slightly warmer, while this one is slightly more crispy and as I said, slightly drier. It does not have any piercing or excess amount of energy behind it, behind the notes, but the notes height are not that tall to be aggressive or piercing, so that is a good thing. And there are no issues that I felt, but yes, vocals could have been a bit more throatier, but as I said, this one is a mid burn in point, so I am expecting a bit more uh, evolution of sound after another 50-60 hours. So we will see what happens with the MP143, but it is very good at this point of time. I do not feel like there is any uneven feeling or there is any rawness or there is some unfinished feeling to the notes. So that is a great thing. It has the technical ability here, but is it airy? I will say yes. It is fairly airy and the layering and separation are very good, but it is not warm or smooth or anything like that. It is not bright, but not very warm or smooth either. If we look at the treble is very similar to what the MP145 has. It has very good height, very good extension and very good, as I said, this one is slightly warmer, this one is more precise and more accurate, so it has better cleanliness, better air between instruments, and it sounds more more transparent. Okay, the energy, the agility and everything, every note kind of pops up. Okay, it kind of feels like they have extra bit of definition and extra bit of details to them, so that is the added advantage to the MP143 over the MP145. But what if you do not have the MP145 and want a $80 IM? In that case, this is a mind blowing value proposition. You can opt for the 4.4 mm cable and use it with your balanced source. And for that price, I kind of feel that if you do not have a MP145, MP143 is a must buy. This one is a fantastic, fantabulous IM. Until unless you are unable to fit it inside your ear, I believe this is one of the most complete, more detailed sounding IM at this point of time. And the one complaint we usually have with planar drivers is the unnatural bass, but this is a lot more natural and it has better bass than the Tin Hi-Fi Doodoo. So you guys can guess, this one is a fantastic IM for just $80. And if you are looking for a IM at $80, you guys can you guys should definitely go for the Hidizs MP143 from the Kickstarter, because I believe the sale prices after the Kickstarter will increase to 100, maybe 120 even. So go get it from the Kickstarter, and this is going to be one of the most capable IM under $100 of for this year. Definitely, I am not going to say that this will remain the best IM till the end of this year, because this market is evolving at a rapid pace, and I do not think anyone can keep up with that. But I do believe that this one will end up as one of the best IM under $100 by any means. If not one of the best IM, this will be one of the best planar IM for sure. So this is it. This is my kind of comparison, kind of initial impression and differentiation between MP145 and MP143. So this is it. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy.